Row219 here, and we're back for another Row's Corner. This one I'm going to try and contain myself. Usually, I kind of fly off the handle at times, which is common for people when they get discouraged in life. First of all, I want to thank my new and my old subscribers and just the people that zip through my channel. I greatly appreciate it, especially for the new subscribers. We're starting to gain that momentum again, and I'm happy about that. So for you people, this is a way where I sit down and I talk directly to you, instead of me being in a live chat or on one of my chats where I'm, talking to Night Strike or talking to somebody else that's in my chat, or vice versa. So if you go back in my list of videos, I had put a video out about being intimidated to fill out a 4473 for a police officer, or kind of forging it in a way, which is a felony. And he walked away, he was upset, he never returned, which is good. Well, it's happened again. This time, I'll call him a young man because he looked younger than me and I look young, but he had come in, his wife had bought him a gift, and he wanted to get his gun. For people that don't know, I haven't been doing this job long. I took this job, first of all, because I needed another job, because my other job was anti-gun, and they pretty much forced me out. So that's that. This place I felt where I could express my opinions with patches on my hat, or my opinions about firearms and why we need them in today. The first reason I wanted to do this job is because I like guns. The second reason I want to do this job because I like guns. The third reason is I wanted to put guns in responsible gun owners' hands, law-abiding citizens, to make sure they have something, regardless of the type of guns that we fight over in the gun community, regardless, just to have something for them to defend themselves against whatever may arise in this world that we have. This guy wanted to get his gun. I guess it was a Christmas gift, but they had used his wife's credit card. I don't know how your state laws are, but here, the person that buys the gun has to pay for the gun. There can't be any exchanging of money. You can't use somebody else's credit card. That person that bought that gun, that purchased this gun, whichever gun it may be, has to buy that gun. And technically it's a straw purchase, but gifts aren't technically straw purchases. You'll have to go back and read into what I'm trying to say. It's a gray area, just like 18-year-olds are allowed to carry, but they can't, buy handgun or ammunition. It's a gray area like this. But as I tried to explain to him that, look, you can't fill out the paperwork. It has to be her. He got upset. And then I explained to him, look, that'd be a straw purchase. You're going to go to jail, yada, yada, yada. Just bring her in. I'll do her background check. And then we'll be done with it. And he's like, well, you got to be kidding me. Again. No, I'm not kidding you. This is my job. This is what I do. This is how I have this shit back here. This is how this is the way I live. This is the way I, support myself. So I'm thinking in my head, how can you let this guy down without pissing him off? Well, it didn't go so well. He started getting irritated. He walked over, got on his phone, came back over for a second time as I'm talking to someone else, and again started in, well, I'm going to do the paperwork for this. You can't. I told him, you can't do this paperwork. It has to be her. She's the one that this gun was mailed to. Well, then he tried to go into the spiel, but this gun is for me. It's not for her. This is a Christmas present, so on and so forth. I told him that'd be a straw purchase. You'd go to jail for 10 years and pay whatever, $10,000, $5,000 fine. At that point, he wasn't getting it that, you're not going to persuade me to do this paperwork. She's got to do this. It's not something he can do. So then he at this point, he's fuming and he wants to talk to a manager. So I call a manager over, or I call a manager over the radio, tell him to come to the gun counter. They said, give him a few minutes. I said, all right. So I'm dealing with other customers. I walk out, show a customer where our magazines are. He's looking for a specific magazine. We didn't have it. Guy walks back over. I walk back over to the aisle. The guy comes over. He's like, look. And I said, excuse me, man. I'm like, I got a counter full of people here waiting for him. I'm like, look, man, I can't do this paperwork with you. It has to be her. And then he started getting really irate. And then he said, well, I don't want to deal with you anymore. I want to deal with your manager. This is bullshit. Yada, yada, yada. Going on. Very upset at this point. At this point, he told me I was pretty much a piece of trash. I didn't know how to do my job. My customer service was horrible. All because his wife used a credit card to buy him his Christmas gift. And then I explained to him, when this stuff kind of happens, when people want gifts, have those people get a gift card. Put the money on a gift card. That way you buy the gun. This is how this whole situation with what's going on here, somewhere else, or somewhere down the road. This is how you avoid confrontation. The FBI frowns upon this. The ATF frowns upon this kind of behavior. So, lo and behold, he comes back up to the counter for a fourth time and says, because my manager, for some reason, no manager came, which pissed him off even more, which made me look even more like a jack off. So, as he came up to the counter, he said, I'm leaving, we'll be back later. He never returned. He returned today. Well, it turns out this guy is a state trooper. Not only is he a state trooper, he's an Army veteran or a military veteran. While he's sitting over there doing the ammo and looking for the ammo on his phone, complaining that he can't get his gun, he's telling other customers that I suck, my customer service sucks, and this place sucks. To me, that's ignorant. I mean, you could be mad at me because I'm doing my job and I don't want to go to prison for this guy's mistake. But telling other people that our business sucks is, ridiculous. So I find out all this information about this guy. In light of better circumstances, they don't let him pay the transfer fee. Which I get it. They're pretty much sick of this guy as much as I am. But it reflects back onto the first situation I had with a police officer. Now, I support police officers, for the job that they do. It's not easy. It's not easy pulling people over and giving them tickets. Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. But I understand this is their job. This is how they make their livelihood. This is how they support their family. Totally get it. They run into scumbags just like I do. Every other day, every day, or, every 5 minutes. All right, I get it, man. But you're not going to force me to make a decision that puts my life in jeopardy, my family's in jeopardy, because you don't know laws. This is another thing that irks me, that these two police officers that I've had these interactions with don't know our laws. And they're from the state of Indiana. They don't know the ATF's laws. They don't know what the FBI says about certain stuff. Lo and behold, he talked to his ATF buddy. And the ATF buddy said, I did the correct thing. So not only was I right once, I was right twice, and I was right 3 times. Maybe I did kind of get irritated, but Cindy was picking up feed and waiting for me to get off. I'm already 5 minutes late from clocking out. So she said she didn't even hear the conversation we had. He said I was loud, abusive, and, poor customer service. Nobody else heard this conversation. Nobody else complained. When people are like this, and then they use their badge or their stature in society push forth possible crimes on someone, I think that's, disrespect. I think when they call out the thin blue line, I think it's very thin at this point with me. I had a phone call this afternoon, which is ironic, from the state police asking me to donate to their foundation for fallen officers. Me and Cindy have always contributed to that foundation. Whenever I always say it, whenever I have it, I give it. I will never give to their organization again. This is twice. I've had interactions with police officers within a short time frame. I don't know how they'll conduct their business, nor do I care. But I'm not committing felonies for anyone. And I think people in my situation, in the job I do, I hope you don't have to be put in those spots. I don't have the privilege of telling this guy to, piss off, and everything that's written in the book of, disrespect. I can't say this at work. I'll get fired. I think I performed myself in a professional manner. I kept the conversation as low as it was. But even his ATF buddy said that I was in the right. So, to me, that thin blue line is really thin with me. My tolerance for this, I have no more tolerance. I'll always be respectful. I shook the guy's hand. He thanked me. All right. That's fine. If the guy would ever come in, either one of them, I'd push them off to a fellow coworker or off to a manager. I don't want to deal with these people. I think they went about it the wrong way. And pressing people to do something that's very, very wrong, that I could lose my rights to have all my guns, all my freedom, is wrong. And I hope he saw it that way. I hope when his ATF buddy talked to him, he saw it that way. This is what I do. I'm half the battle I look at for keeping guns out of the hands of scumbags. These are the protocols I use to keep myself safe, to keep my place of business in business. So, if you're ever in my situation and you're working and filling out 4473s and doing things of that nature, be aware that you're going to be held accountable for everything. If the ATF would ever come in there and audit, your name's on those 4473s. Your coworkers' names are on those 4473s. Your job is on the line if those aren't up to snuff. If it's not good enough for them, you better believe they're going to fine you. Better believe they're going to give you a big fine. You better believe they'll shut your shop down. Seen it happen with my business that I work for. So, my advice to people in my situation, keep a calm head, follow procedure. They want to talk to a manager, let them talk to a manager. But me, quite frankly, I think it digs deeper. It digs deeper into the heart that, there's a lot of people that say support police officers, give them the benefit of the doubt. But this is the second interaction that I've had with a cop in a time span that's been really short, where they've been authoritarian towards me. Authoritarian, mean to me, and they've tried to push their status in society onto me to make me pretty much screw up. And I think that man and the other guy before him have a lot of soul searching to do when they continuously push this on other people. It's fine for him if he wanted to go and transfer that gun in his name. We don't do that. He should have called first and asked if we could do that, and then we could have sent his stuff back. He might be getting charged, restocking fee or whatever, but then he could get the gun himself and then do his paperwork himself. That's another way you can really avoid these kind of situations. So the bottom line is, I have friends that are in law enforcement, and I believe those guys are good dudes. These two guys, That's 2 rotten apples in a span of, what, 2-3 weeks? So it's reoccurring in my area, and I won't donate to them anymore. They can call the next person that loves that thin blue line, but it's really thin for me, and it's at a breaking point where I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to, give them any kind of donations, and they're going to be on their own. I look at it being this way, and I've always looked at this, even in my younger years. I'm my first responder. If I'm in a situation, I'm going to have to get myself out of that situation to deal with it. These guys just come and mop it up. Or if they're there, then guess what? They're either at the wrong time or at the right time, or at the wrong place or at the right place. Not only these 2 incidents, but incidents in the past when I was robbed at gunpoint. I was accused of a drug deal gone bad. I was accused of this. I was accused of that. Not only did they not catch the guy, he went on to rob 5 other people and was never caught. So what I'm getting at is, I'm not trying to bash cops, but I'm just trying to, if you're a cop watching this, there's people out there that are scrubbing your name. If you guys hide behind that line, these guys aren't doing a good job of protecting that line. And this is one of the ways where people lose faith in law enforcement. Not even this, but the things that we see in Virginia. The things we see at the state level with our politicians. It's not real good for people that have huge stature. I don't look at stature in society. I believe we're all men. We're all women. We're what we want to be. And no one is above one another. So that's my feelings on this situation. No, it was a kind of a long video. If you agree with me, then you agree with me. But if you disagree with me, I totally understand. Especially if you're on the other side. I totally understand. But for me, it's just not going to work out. So with that being said, I'd like to thank my old and my new subscribers. Just the people that zip through the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Share your favorite gun content all over the interwebs. I will talk about this on my live chat after the first of the year. So we will dig deep into this. And if you want to be a part of that, you can find it here on YouTube at the RowCall 219 channel. And like always, guys, catch you on the next one.